Hello and welcome. I feel like I'm a little bit off center here. Here we go. All right, so how are you? Welcome to Tuesday. I'm celebrating something pretty exciting. I have officially made it to day 20 of my 40-day cleanse. So I am at the halfway mark. Woo! Hello, Miss Kayla. Welcome. Hello, Nikki. Welcome. Hello, I see some new faces on here. Welcome. Welcome to Transformational Tuesday, all. I'm so glad you all are here. And thanks for being my regulars. Thanks for joining me on this. It's always so much fun to connect. Hello, Miss Rebecca. Hi, Zoe. Hi, Isabel. Oh, I love this. New faces. Beautiful. All right, so I've been sitting over here, zhuzhing up the cards, getting our energy, getting our vibes all set. But like I said, I'm on day 20 of a 40-day cleanse. So I finally did make it to the halfway point. I cannot tell you, I'm feeling so incredible. The cleanse for me hasn't just been about food, right? For me, cleanses have a lot to do with just clearing out the closet of emotions. And let me tell you, some deep seated, oh my gosh, internal stuff, internal wounds have come up. It's been absolutely incredible. I actually found myself a couple days ago on my back lawn bawling my eyeballs out because some of my core wounding actually came up and out and through, which was not exactly pretty in the time that it was happening, but to be able to purge that, to be able to clear that out, to be able to know that those wounds, I now have a better idea of an understanding of those triggers and how they come up, really and truly, it is an incredible experience to go through it. I know it's not for the faint of heart, but these cleanses are, if you're not familiar with cleansing, definitely look into it. If you are familiar with cleansing, you've done cleanses before and you're feeling like it's time, do it. Do it. Clean out that emotional baggage. Now, I've also done a technology cleanse. So I've been doing no technology from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. So not joining into technology right when I wake up. I'm leaving myself room for meditation. I know that was a habit that I got into that was not for my highest and best. So that's something, even if you're not interested in doing the food cleanse, I do recommend doing a technology cleanse or even make it part of your daily life. Highly recommend it. I am feeling fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. My readings have gotten sharper. My connections with people have gotten more in tune. I'm more in tune with myself. The alignment is clicking into place. All of it. It's a beautiful thing. So enough about me. I just wanted to hopefully, if you're thinking about doing something good for yourself, give you that nudge to get in there and do it. All right, so let's go ahead and tune into the cards because that's really why you're all here. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the prayer. As we call in divine truth and love into the sacred space, we invoke the highest possible healing for each and every viewer and myself. We ask for the courage and compassion to speak and to hear from the purest form of self-love and forgiveness to all involved. All right, beautiful. So asking the cards to come forth, which ones are the ones for us today, giving in guidance for our week this week. So remember, even if you're watching the replay, even if you're watching this 5 months from now, it doesn't matter. If you're watching it, this message is for you. And for those of you that are like, where can we watch this in 5 months? You can watch it on YouTube. We post all the Transformational Tuesdays on YouTube. So there is there's a whole, actually every single one for the last 2+ years is there for you. So go ahead and check it out. Tune into it. And if you're like nervous about making videos, if you have that feeling like you're ready to make videos, you're ready to start using this as your impact, go back and watch some of my early ones. It's hopefully really encouraging. Some people are like, yeah, well, you're great at the videos. Well, I've been doing it every single week, multiple times a week, 4 or 5 times a week for 2 years. So you get used to it. You get in the groove. You can really start to connect in with that. So as we go through this, if you're liking what you're hearing, if you're resonating with it, definitely throw out some hearts there for you. And at the end of this, I'll tell you about my new tattoo. Tell you all about that. All right, so let's go ahead and start with the first one here. Ooh, we have divine guidance. I love it when the major arcana cards come out in this deck. So Archangel Sandalphon, beautiful. So the search for meaning in life, consider an alternative approach and surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. So beautiful. This is definitely a message about your inner circle. So looking at and paying attention, who are the people that you spend your most of your time with? These are the people that are going to have most of a direct impact and influence on your life. Now, I watched a video that Prince EA posted not that long ago, and it literally was that science is breaking down the connection of human interaction through energy. So energetically, the people that you spend time around are literally transferring energy into your brain just as you are transferring energy into their brain. That's why the people that we hang out with, we start to pick up their mannerisms. We start to pick up their little voice inflections. We start to pick these things up because our brain waves are literally connecting in with their brain waves. So we start to have a transference of energy. So when you're paying attention to your world and your life and you're looking at where in your life and who in your life are you spending the most time with and how is it going to be beneficial to you, this is what is really important. Pay attention to who it is that you're surrounding yourself with. And if you're looking around and you're like, wow, yeah, you know, some of my friends do things that I don't agree with, or some of the people that I spend time around use language that I don't really particularly appreciate. Maybe they have some opinions around politics or how they treat women or whatever it is that's coming up. And you're like, wow, yeah, you're right. I don't really actually like that. Maybe you can stand up for yourself, but find different circles for you to connect in with. That is one thing that is the power of Facebook and Facebook groups. You can find local groups in your area. I know that even here in Reno, we have like the Reno Sisterhood Circle. We have the Wild Women Project. We have Mindful Meditators. There's a bunch of different groups here that start on Facebook that can be in your local area that can really connect you in with people who have like-minded interests around meditation or healing or even just living a conscious life, being heart-centered and in alignment. So tuning in to that divine guidance, a search for meaning in life, and consider an alternative approach. So maybe these people that you haven't met yet have an insight to life that is going to help bring you into a new state of your own awareness and in a new state of your own being. So tune into that. Surround yourself with teachers and friends, being aware of who it is that you're spending your time with. Ooh, another major arcana here. We have Archangel Zadkiel. So success that comes from objective compromise, self-control, and patience. Forgiving and healing energy. I'm noticing this one it resonates really strongly with me right now is the self-control and patience. So I'll just speak to myself right now. I can get really, really motivated, and I can oftentimes put the cart before the horse. I get really, really excited to go just barrel through things and do things. And so the lesson that I've been learning in the last week has been all about divine timing and patience. Now, of course, this is something that I've come up against before, and just really tuning into allowing the flow to happen. That when we are not in a space of self-control, when we are not allowing ourselves to be in alignment with ourselves and really clicking in, and when I say clicking in, I really mean like your chakras, your intention, your focus, and your actions are all in integrity. Meaning everything that you do, because the way you do one thing is the way you do everything. So the way you do one thing, again, is the way you do everything. So when you're paying attention to this and you're paying attention to the way that things are unfolding for you, be very aware of how it is that you are creating the energy around you and utilizing patience and knowing that everything, absolutely everything, happens in accordance to divine right timing, divine right action. And so when you are in that space of being able to just center yourself, control where it is that your energy is going out towards or going inwards, that you can find the patience of the timing so that you are divinely supported in each and everything that you do. And that really is the key here, is that when you are in that space of your own divine alignment, the patience, the practice, the unfolding, the beauty is there for you to make it very, very simple. So the forgiving and healing energy. If you're finding that you are twisted and that you are tied in knots and you don't really know why, or you're feeling anxious, or crazy things are happening in your life, things are blowing up, circumstances aren't going well, settle at the end of the day and start writing forgiveness letters. Start really and truly, I mean this, even if things are going right, start writing forgiveness letters. Dig into your vault of where you are holding grudges. Dig into your vault of where you have stagnant energy, because that's what a grudge is. So dig into the vault of where you have stagnant energy. Perhaps it's an ex you never want to see again. Maybe it's a parent that you still are just pissed off because they weren't there for you in the way that you wanted them to be. Expectation is a leading cause of disappointment. So tune into the forgiveness. Can you forgive yourself for having expectations? Can you allow yourself to appreciate what it is that is in front of you through forgiving and healing energy? So nighttime, every night, while you're doing this technology cleanse, while you're not tuning into social media past 8 p.m., I actually know that a huge amount of my following, because I actually have the analytics in the group, shows me that most people are actually on social media between the hours of like 8:30 and 10. And so if you're able to actually give that space, because if you really think about it, that is the most valuable time of your day, is right before you go to bed and right before you wake up in the morning. So if you're going to bed and you're able to write those letters of forgiveness, and you go to bed and you're actually like lightening your load, you're lightening your emotions, you're lightening everything that you're carrying around with you right before you go to bed, imagine the power that that's going to have in your dream space, and how much more information and how much more schooling and how much more growth you're going to be able to experience in your dreams. We spend a third of our life sleeping. You cannot tell me that that is for nothing. And scientifically, biologically, our physical body doesn't need sleep. Our physical body can actually regenerate without sleep. So tell me why it is that we actually need sleep, right? It's to pay attention to our dream space. This is when our spirit is leaving our body. And so when our spirit leaves our body to go to the astral plane, in the evening, we actually do have the ability to control a little bit about what goes on there through journaling, through setting intentions, through communicating with our guides, and you can even ask for adventures with the archangels. That was one of my most profound dream experiences I ever had. Was the Archangel Raziel came to me in my dreams and actually took me on an adventure. I flew on a phoenix. It was absolutely incredible. I'm sure I've talked about it in a Transformational Tuesday somewhere. But it really was an incredible experience. So again, success that comes from objective compromise, looking at self-control and patience, forgiving and healing energy. Your solution is internal. Your solution is through your own divine actions to connect with and set the intention of alignment, and then actually following through on that alignment. So beautiful. And then here we go, the 10 of Raphael. Love and blessings fill your life. Harmonious relationships with family members and a happily ever after. I love that these cards really go together, because we have, searching for your meaning of life, right? Searching and considering a different approach. So what it is that you are doing may not be working for you right now. Switch things up a little bit. If you don't know where to start or how to switch things up, start with a forgiveness practice. When you start with that forgiveness practice and you get in alignment with your true self, your relationships outside of yourself are all going to improve. That's what this card is about. It's about improving the relationships that you already have, and it's about bringing in new relationships for you. When you have a forgiveness practice and you start to release the pain and sadness that you have around other human beings, it actually makes room for other human beings, because it changes your paradigm. If you're like, well, I can't trust anybody because betrayal is the only name of the game. Well, it takes two to tango. So pay attention to where you don't have resolve in some of the relationships that you've been participating in, because it isn't allowing room for new growth to happen. So the love and blessings that fill your life, the harmonious relationships with family members. If you forgive your family members for being a shithead, maybe that's inappropriate language for you. I don't know. Sometimes people are shitheads. Let's just be honest. So if you hold a grudge towards them forever, you're the one that is creating the block inside your body. You're the one that's creating the anger. You're the one that's actually harming yourself, right? So you're not going to write this forgiveness letter expecting the other person's behavior and actions to change. You're going to write this forgiveness letter so that you have the freedom and blessings to set yourself free. That's what this is about. Your happily ever after, doesn't really have anything to do with anybody else. Your happily ever after is about you building a relationship with yourself that you can really and truly be proud of. That relationship with yourself that's going to really ignite a passion and a power with and for other people. It's an incredible, absolutely incredible movement when you add a forgiveness practice into your daily life. The other thing that I would suggest is adding a gratitude practice to your morning life. So waking up, giving yourself time to meditate, and then writing a gratitude letter. I personally call them thank you letters to God. I write them every day. I write them in the morning and then probably 3 or 4 throughout the day, just to get me back in alignment with what it is that I'm working towards and working for, and what it is that I have that I'm really grateful to be experiencing already. So, boom. Divine guidance, tuning in, paying attention. Recognize that your diet isn't just the food you're putting in your body. Your diet also has to do with the podcasts you listen to, the videos you watch on TV, your shows. Some of those shows that are like, ooh, it's my dirty little secret, or ooh, it's my little guilty pleasure. They're messing with your brain. They're messing with your brain. They're messing with your emotions, and they're messing with your brain. So be aware and pay attention to the diet of what it is that you are ingesting through visuals. We all know that there are some things that cannot be unseen. There are some things that you put into your brain that you cannot unsee again. You have the power to control this. This is why I personally opted out of ever watching 2 Girls, 1 Cup. That was going around. I was like, no, thank you. I don't want that in my brain. Thanks, though. Yeah, we get to choose. Now, that might be an extreme example. Maybe some of you were around and some of you don't know what I'm talking about. It's okay. Don't watch it. But paying attention to your diet, what's going on there. You then have solutions. You being able to choose what is in your box of solutions. There are so many resources and so many tools out there to get you unstuck from where it is that you are, so that you can explore new territory and new relationships as you clean out the closet with a forgiveness practice. So evening forgiveness letters. All right, and then the 10 of Raphael, meaning that your relationships are all going to come together in a beautiful fruition. It's all going to come together as you make room for new, and that's where you'll experience your happily ever after. Remembering, your happily ever after is not a Disney movie. Your happily ever after is your internal relationship with yourself, my sweet friend. You are your number one. You are your own best friend. You are the one that is going to carry you through this life. So there's so much beauty in there for you. There's so much beauty in there for you. Okay, so I promised you that at the end of this, I would tell you about the tattoo that I just got on my hand. Yes, it's permanent. Yes, it's going to be there for the rest of my life. And it kind of goes along with a little bit of a story that I'll share too. So that's going to be the next part of this. This tattoo, it actually came to me as I was doing an online program actually about compound interest. Not necessarily the most romantic term, but compound interest being something that for me really does matter. In the last 6 months, I have recognized where my individual choices, I didn't think that they were impacting what it was that I was creating. I thought that I could easily just hide and skirt under the radar and fall back in some of my old patterns that were not healthy or beneficial or anything. I noticed so many different areas in my life suffering, and so many of you know that, yes, for me, my relationship with alcohol has been something that I've wrestled with since I was 14 years old. And so I was telling myself that I wanted to heal my relationship with alcohol, and that's a beautiful, thing, a concept to think of, but for me it's a really slippery slope, and I had to be really honest with myself about what it is that I want to do and what it is that I want to accomplish in this world and in this life. And so this isn't necessarily like a sobriety tattoo, but what it is it's a reminder that every single choice that I make has a direct and immediate impact on my future. And so through compound interest, for those of you that don't know what that term means, it basically means that what you build continues to build on itself. So the more that you accrue, the more it accrues on itself. Similar to the idea of stocks and bonds, that if you're buying into stocks and they keep, the stock market continues to go up, and that particular company that you're investing in, it will continue to build, right? So it's compound interest. The more you have there, the better it's going to be. So I took this concept into my own personal ideas of, yes, that matters to me. The choices that I make now to influence my relationships, to influence my business, to influence my bank account, to influence my health and well-being, all of that, it's really, really important to me. And so that's what this is about. I said this in the last, I think it was a Transformational Tuesday. It might have actually been a live reading that I did, but this right here, anybody who wants to get it, you're more than welcome to. I actually had somebody message me the other day, and I hope that you see this video, but I was getting my hair done, and she asked me to send her a picture of my finger tattoos, asking if she would mind, or if I would mind that she got them. And at first I was like, that's really weird. Like, that's a weird question to get. It's a weird message to get. I get a lot of weird messages, but that one I was like, it's interesting. I'm gonna have to think about that. But this one, if it reminds you of the same, and maybe you want to get it smaller, maybe you want to put it somewhere else, it doesn't matter to me. But for me, these reminders, that's why I have them on my hands, the reminders that I constantly see. That's the way that I like to create things. Now, this is the other really cool part about how and why I got this. So during this cleanse, as I've mentioned, my meditation space in the morning has gotten so much more clear, really, really clear. And it's been beautiful, and also it's kind of been a little bit scary, to the point where it has reminded me why I do and have in the past chose to drink, because drinking and alcohol silences my higher self. It completely cuts off that connection, to where if I'm drinking, or if I'm cloudy, or if I'm hungover, and I am highly sensitive to any sort of substance, anything like food, anything, I'm just sensitive. So to me, it silences my higher self. So by the time I started, really meditating in the morning and making that a part of my practice, I started realizing that I was elevating, and that my future self was coming to visit me. My future self wasn't just coming to drop hints or show me symbols. My future self was literally coming to me in these meditations, being like, hey, this is what's going to happen next. And this is what's going to happen here. And this is what's going to happen here. And so when you're in this place right now, be aware of what you're choosing. And when you're being aware of what you're choosing, part of this, right? When you're being aware of what you're choosing, know that you can choose the highest and best route for your life. Because we have all sorts of different branches, right? We have all sorts of different parallels of when we make a choice, that there's still a branch, right? And so part of my specialty in doing readings is that I don't necessarily see the future, but I can see the outcome of two choices. I can see, well, if you choose this road, it's going to go this way. If you can choose this road, it's going to go this way. Now, when we look at that, and when I look at that for myself, I'm like, why wouldn't I always choose the best thing for me? And we don't, right? Like, how many times have you chosen what is not the best thing for you? I know I'm guilty of that for years, and I probably still will make that choice again. But recognizing that you can always choose the best thing for you, that there's a reminder that your life will continue to get better as you choose the best thing for you. And even if you thought it was the best idea for you at the time, then it is. And that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly good. So part of this is I was considering getting this tattoo, and I'm having this powwow with my future self, and she showed me a version of myself in about 20 years, and I had the tattoo on my hand. I've never seen anything like that. So I was like, well, obviously I already got it. So I already got it. And I was like, well, let's just go make that happen and make it final. So I decided to go and do that. That's my experience of how I am choosing to live my life. That's my new awakened perspective through this cleanse and this life reset, this life reprogramming that I've committed to with and for myself. I want to say thanks for hanging in there with me. This is one of our longer Transformational Tuesdays, but I'm really excited about this transformation that I'm going through. I'm really proud of myself. There's been a lot of areas of my life where I've let myself slip, and I feel really, really good about being back in alignment and back on track and gaining traction, not just in my own personal growth, but in all of the other areas that I'm putting a lot of energy and effort into as well. And so with that, again, I just want to say thank you for joining me. I am also, as you know, Grow Your Soul-Centered Business is something that is starting as a hybrid program. So I am going to be teaching live classes with this, not just a digital program. And so that is available, yay! that is available. It's part of this new growth, part of this rebirth, something that I'm really, really excited about. I really do believe in empowering empaths, entrepreneurs, and psychics, specifically women, specifically females, to empowering themselves. Gender equality is a beautiful thing in the workplace, but if that's not happening, I say take matters into your own hands and create your own business. That's where I come in. That's where I'm here to help you, to on-ramp from not knowing how to run a business to learning the business etiquette as an empath, as a psychic, how to price, how to run group programs, how to promote, how to find new clients, how to really connect and build your tribe. So if that feels right to you, if that feels in alignment with you, shoot me a message. I do have a little quick questionnaire for you to fill out so that we know that we're in the same place and that it is the right fit. So thank you so much for joining me for this one. If you're just now joining, you're welcome to go back and watch the replay. Definitely subscribe to my channel on YouTube as well. We're going to be putting more and new videos out there. So if you miss anything here on Facebook, really easy to go search and find it there. So it's Samantha Faye on YouTube as well. The Queen of Miracles on Instagram, and I'm sure I will be seeing you all so soon. I hope you have an absolutely blessed week and that this reading really helped you to find more ground and more footing, more alignment with yourself. So, mwah! Ciao, ciao, my dear friends. I'm sure I'll be talking to you all very soon.